Hi everyone, it's Sandy Reese with Stampacrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to be doing a card, a fun fold with the Flowering Meadow stamp set. It's from the Velvet Meadow Suite. So we're going to be using just the stamp set today and the designer paper. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to click subscribe if you haven't done so already. And when you spend $50 online with me before tax and shipping, you'll receive a kit of our card class projects for that month for free. Okay, so let's get started. Now this is a fun fold we have done many times, but it is a variation on that fun fold. So I'm using Berry Burst. I think that's Berry Burst. Might be, yeah, I think it's Berry Burst. I was thinking it was Melon Mambo maybe. But I'll post a list of all the supplies and measurements on my blog. So we're folding this in half. Now I have cut up on the front flap at 1.5. Now normally we just do this, we glue that down, and then this is our fold, okay? But on this one, we did 1.25 inches. And then I did another 1/4 inch cut up to the fold. And then we have this big panel. So what we're going to do is actually glue just the small 1/4 inch panel down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. I'm putting this one down so I can make sure it's butted up next to it. And then we'll fold that down, make sure that all looks good. Okay, so now we have 2 front flaps, okay? I am going to glue a piece of white behind my big flap here. All right, and then I'm going to glue, I've taken a piece of the pink velvet. This is a velvet, it comes with 3 colors, I think white, pink, and green in this Velvet Meadow, and I have embossed it. I love embossing velvet with that, I think it's called the Lazy Daisy embossing folder. And it really does a nice job, if you can see it, embossing, so pretty. And then I have another piece of this is the designer paper, one of the patterns, and we're going to just glue this on the larger panel. And then we have a sheet of designer paper. Now it looks kind of like this. It's just got a whole bunch of flowers and leaves on one side of it. And so I've already cut out a set of the 2 flowers and then a single flower and then some leaves. And I pre-cut that just to save a little time. All right, let's do some stamping on our banner. This I made with the Stylish Shape dies. And we're using this sentiment. This is my favorite one from the set. It says, "So many reasons to celebrate." I love that because I can stamp this and then I could use it for birthday, for graduation, for a job, for a move, for, you know, a wedding, whatever, whatever. So I love that sentiment. All right, we're going to pop this up. Now I'm only putting dimensionals on the ends, just tearing off some ends here, because we have these 2 different flaps here. And what I want to do is make a bridge between the 2 flaps. So this one will adhere. They'll adhere on the 2 sides. So you can see now we have a little bridge, and when we open, they open together. Now, if you wanted to add another little piece of designer paper there, you could. I'm not going to do that. I am just going to pop up my flowers and add my leaves in. I'm going to cut a few pieces off of here. And this is going to overlap on my little banner there. So I'm just putting adhesive up here. I don't really need it to go further past that. And then we'll add this little flower right here. I think I'll pop that up on top of it, on top of the banner. Just like that. And then I might add, let's do these leaves. I'm going to put glue on the front of them. And I'm going to just adhere those to that flower. And we'll do the same thing. Just going to put glue on the front of the leaf and then stick it to the flower. You could pop these up too, but this works just as well. Where do I want that? I think I'll put it right there. We'll just stick it to the back of that leaf. Cute. I love that. So it's a pretty card. We have lots of embellishments that will go with this, but I'm just going to use some of these little iridescent pearls just because this is such a dainty little card. I'm going to do a large and a couple of smalls. Put that one maybe over here. We'll put it on the pink, it'll show up a little better. But you can add as many of those little pearls as you want. Isn't that so pretty? And it's flopping a little bit. Let's just grab a little piece of dimensional and we're going to put it under here just to stabilize it a bit more. Oh, that's better. Now it's not flapping or flopping, whichever one. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed today's project. Very easy. You can do this with a lot of different papers, and I just think it's fun. Just kind of a little fun fold. All right. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see you next time.